Welcome back to Sports Clubs and Activities. I'm Timothy Winterbauer. To start off with boys basketball, the ninth graders won the last game of their home tournament against Dixon, with Chase Wyrick hitting a buzzer beater. Moving on to the varsity boys, they were on the road against Cap City and came back with the loss, unfortunately. Moving on to the middle school boys, they were away up in St. Clair for their last game. They came back with a 32-31 win against St. Clair and had an undefeated season. Shout out to them, and we're excited to see what they can do in high school next year. Moving on to the girls' side of basketball, they've been playing up in Herman for the past week. On Monday, they had an 89-22 win against Liberty Christian. On Wednesday, they had a close game with California, winning 57-50, making them move on to the championship game Friday the 27th. They're looking to win this tournament for the third year in a row. Moving on to wrestling, they had senior night Tuesday, with all seniors getting a win besides Gabe Sos because he had an injury, unfortunately. Then Thursday, they were on the road up in Osage to wrestle for their senior night. The girls will be on the road Saturday for a Sickman tournament. Now moving on to clubs and activities. DEC has been doing their exams for their role players and will be competing next week on February 2nd. And FFA competitions are right around the corner starting in March. Moving on to robotics, robotics went up to Eureka on January 21st, and they took 6 out of 12 teams. And lastly, here's the outstanding performance of the week.
The weather this week is going to be even colder than last week, with temperatures ranging from only 29 to 39 degrees. And chances are low, but we may still be some precipitation in the beginning of the week as well.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Question of the Week segment. Last week I asked you what the best movie ever was, and we got a whopping total of 1 response from the one and only Mrs. Hendricks. She responded saying that the best movie ever created was 10 Things I Hate About You. She also said that Heath Ledger is incredibly hot, and I couldn't agree any more, to be honest. The question is, what is one song they have on repeat all the time? If you're cool, awesome, cool, crazy, cool, awesome, cool, awesome, cool, awesome, cool, awesome, you'll scan the QR code right here and you'll respond just like Mrs. Hendricks did with a super cool, awesome answer. Moving on to the interesting fact of the week or something. If you were to scream for 8 years, 7 months, and 6 days straight, you'd actually be able to produce enough energy to heat up a whole cup of coffee. So if you're poor and you have nothing to heat up your coffee, then just scream for a while, I guess. Bye.
Hi, I'm Lane Evans back here with your world news. In recent news, Poland has asked for approval from Germany to transfer some of its German-made Leopard 2 tanks from Ukraine. The Germans have received the request and said they will respond with necessary urgency. The World Health Organization has called for immediate and concerted action to protect children from contaminated medicine, after more than 300 children have died from kidney injuries linked to cough syrup in Gambia, Indonesia, and Uzbekistan. During a recent excursion in Antarctica, researchers have found 5 new meteorites, including one that has weighed 17 pounds, which is the largest found on the continent. And that's your world news. This week's word of the week is clinomania. Clinomania means the excessive desire to stay in bed. And that's your word of the week.
I feel like this is going to look stupid.
No, it's going to look amazing.
It's probably going to look really
Okay,
stupid.
on 3, we're just going to say.
Like on
and
3 or after 3?
Yeah.
Are we
On-
doing any
So like 1, 2, 3.
Are we like?
And that's the weekly newscast.
Are we doing anything, or are we just like this?
You can do something. I'm just going to do. Probably. You
All
could
right.
cross your arms. Okay. And we're going to say, and that's the weekly newscast.
Like
Just
this?
like that. No, but I'm just like explaining.
Just say,
it.
and that's the weekly newscast.
And that's the weekly newscast.
All
Okay.
right.
That's nice.
Lane, you count down on 3, right?
Yep. Like 1, 2, 3. Yep.
And,
Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3. And that's the weekly newscast.
That was amazing. That was beautiful.
That looks so dumb.